Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, passion for excellence.
Here are today's top headlines. GM executives dump their stock, Ford is selling shares to fund VEBA, and is there a for sale sign out front of GM's headquarters? Up next, we'll be back with the news behind the headlines. This is Autoline Daily for Tuesday, May 12, 2009. I'm Scott Burgess from the Detroit News, filling in for John today. And now, the news. We'll start here in Detroit, where if GM doesn't have enough problems, it now has yet another PR nightmare to deal with. Bloomberg News reports that last Friday, 6 top executives, including outgoing Vice Chairman Bob Lutz, his replacement as product czar, Tom Stevens, North American President Troy Clark, and 3 others sold 200,000 shares of GM stock. A spokesman for the corporation said that this did not show a lack of faith in the company as it tries to restructure before the government's June 1st deadline, but it sure does send a strange message. Meanwhile, over at Ford, my paper, the Detroit News, is reporting that the company is issuing another 300 million shares of common stock. With the stock price the highest it's been since last July, Ford is selling the shares according to filings with the Securities and Exchange Commission to fund VEBA, the UAW-run healthcare trust. And because of that $6 plus stock price, the company should be able to cover most of its 2009 VEBA investment with the sale. As its June 1st deadline looms, GM's president and CEO Fritz Henderson hinted that the automaker might be thinking about leaving Detroit. Currently, its world headquarters is located downtown in the Renaissance Center. A move to its suburban tech center could save it a lot of money. Detroit would lose about $6 million in the annual property taxes, but this shows that GM is examining every possible option to avoid bankruptcy. It's not just U.S. automakers that are suffering in this economy. Reuters reports that Nissan lost $1.4 billion last year. The company also forecasts that it'll lose money in 2009. To conserve cash, it's delaying new product launches and expansion plans. In other financial news, the Wall Street Journal reports that MAZDA lost $535 million last fiscal year. Sales for the 5th largest Japanese automaker plunged 27%. Meanwhile, there may be some good news on the global production front. The journal also reports that Honda plans to increase output at its Japanese facilities this quarter. Last quarter, production fell 38% year over year, and it posted a $1.9 billion loss, its first in 15 years. In other production news, Volkswagen is expanding in Southeastern Asia. It plans on setting up local assembly plants starting in Indonesia. The company wants to be ready for future growth. Indian auto company TATA is looking to banks to help finance Jaguar and Land Rover. According to Autoblog, TATA is seeking £1 billion, or about $1.5 billion, and Citigroup has begun to search for lenders to provide money by September. Previously, Tata tried to get the British government to help with funding, but those talks fell through. Fiat seems to be linked to about every alliance rumor there is, and now there's a new company it's linked to. According to Autoblog, Fiat is rumored to be interested in acquiring Suzuki. Fueling speculation is a Suzuki plant in Hungary which builds the Sedici for Fiat and the Agila for Opel. Fiat CEO Sergio Marchionne, however, denies these rumors. Last month, Jay Leno performed a free show for laid-off auto workers. Now, rapper Eminem will do something similar. According to the Detroit Free Press, Eminem will perform on the Jimmy Kimmel Show this Friday with about 200 laid-off Michigan auto workers in the audience. In a nice move, both the Detroit native and ABC will pick up the bills to bring the workers out to LA for the taping. Coming up next, a look at the Renault Kangoo Be Bop. We'll be right back after this.
Changing tires out here could be dangerous, but with these tires, I don't need to worry.
Bridgestone.
Along with SUV and CUV, there's another kind of car called MPV, short for multi-purpose vehicle. They're like mini minivans. The Mazda 5 is about the only one we get here in the States. But elsewhere in the world, they're extremely popular, particularly in Europe. The Kangoo is Renault's offering in this segment. For spring, the company is bringing out a new edition of this compact people mover. Called the Be Bop, it's designed after a concept vehicle the company built a couple of years ago. It offers some distinctive features like a 4-seat interior and 2-tone paint job. But what really sets it apart from other MPVs is its roof. The top side is almost completely covered with glass. Many other cars offer big sunroofs, but they're not like the Be Bops. The whole back opens up like a convertible, so rear seat passengers can enjoy the open air, weather permitting, of course. Powering this quirky little MPV is either a gas or diesel engine. Both deliver 105 horsepower. For fuel economy, the diesel is rated at 5.4 liters per 100 kilometers, or 44 miles per gallon. The gas engine is less efficient, requiring 7.7 liters to travel the same 100 clicks, though 31 miles per gallon hardly qualifies it as gas guzzling. The only transmission offered is a 6-speed manual. The Kangoo Be Bop should sticker at about €17,000 for a gas-powered version and about €1,000 more for a diesel. It should be available at dealership shortly. And that's it for today's top news in the global automotive industry. Again, I'm Scott Burgess, auto critic of the Detroit News. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.
Visit our website for even more great content all week long. Autoline Extra, Dawn's Journal, podcasts, and even more. So click over and get the inside view at AutolineDetroit.tv.